Deep breath, y'all. It's gonna be a long one. Welcome to Hardcore Enduro, where it's all about getting out, riding the hard stuff. I'm George, the guy behind the bars and the voice behind the mic, and this is part 2 of the Barren Ridge Black that I just put out, part 1. And I got Grinding Stone coming up this weekend, so I just want to get these videos out so I don't have to worry about doing them. And I can just kind of focus on riding that Grinding Stone. But this is the way back now. I'm going to take a little loop, so I'm not going back the way I came. And I'm going to go down kind of the next ridge line over and get back to the rig. And that ridge line over is going to be a beast. I guess that's all my riding turns out. It always turns out to be a beast of a ride. 'Cause we're riding the hard stuff. Right now, there's another high peak up here, and I love finding little sign-in books, and I said, well, there's another tall peak. Let me ride over here and see if I can find a can. And I didn't find a can. It might be on top of that rock, but I'm gonna climb here on the rock to the right of it, and the camera doesn't do these little rocks justice. Well, it's steep, and see, I'm walking up here, thinking, oh, there'd be a little ammo can or something like that. I can sign in. But I didn't see one. There's a big old cliff drop off on the far side. And I'm like, ooh, be careful. Look at that. I'm right on the edge. I'm watching this. What are you doing, George? Just stand back a little bit. You don't. Hell no, you're not climbing up that. You're going to kill yourself just walking here. Riding the bike's dangerous, but this walking on these cliff edges, it's giving me the heebie-jeebies, you know? I don't know how you can do it. You know, I've hiked Half Dome before they had the lottery. You could just go up anytime you wanted, and they have this cable system up the side of Half Dome, and usually it gets clogged full of people, so
I need to fall on my face.
yeah, you're gonna fall right in your face right there. But you could grab the cables and go on the outside of the cables, and so my dad and me were climbing up on the outside where all the tourists and all the hikers are in the middle of it. I don't know how tons of people don't die there every year. That cable system going up Half Dome, so steep and sketchy. But now they got a lottery system, so they regulate the number of people going up there, and you know, they took all the fun out of it. That's really what they did. All right, so I didn't find an ammo can, and there's just a tiny hint of a trail. Like probably one person's been through here, and I'm trying to find a trail going down this backside here. Got some little rocky downhill, and not really seeing much. I'm just kind of guessing. I can see like one little track, and it starts to blend in. See, there's one that you can see where he did a little turnaround. Okay, there's something going down there. It might be a little water run though. This sand here, you know, when it rains, they get the little water runs. It starts cutting in a little track, but it looks like someone's been through here. Now you got this little rock ledge.
I don't think this is a trail.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. I think people are turning around. But I'm like, all right, just push it. Just go a little bit further and scout out, see if we can find something. Now, they got some rocks coming up here, and there's this big cliff. There's this ridge line of rocks right here, and there's just nothing going down. I don't see any trail. I don't see any tracks. And here's where I'm going to fall into the damn yucca, right here to the right. I just lay the bike over. You got that yucca plant right there. I talked about it in the last video. This is it. Tip the bike over. It's lean in, and those things are sharp, folks. It just goes right through the pants, poking me. So you got this ridge here with these rocks, really gnarly looking formations. So I'm gonna get off, do a little hike around, just looking for a line, any kind of little trail. But it just looks really hard, man. If I go down there, I'm not with anyone, riding solo, and you know, I don't want to get myself stuck and not being able to get up once I go down. That's a good, about a, I don't know, 20-foot drop off to the right there. I'm looking out, I just don't see any lines out there. There's nothing. And it's really soft, sandy terrain out here in Barren Ridge, so you know, if you go around a rock formation and these really steep slopes on the side, you know, it can wash out. You can lose traction, wash out, and then you can't get back uphill. It's just your gravity's taking you downhill, down. So, all right, turn around. Like, got to go back. Got to get up this little rocky ledge. Don't give it quite enough pop, and then the back tire gets hung up on that little step right there. Hey, I gotta get that grunting in. It's not a hardcore enduro video if you ain't grunting on it. So I get up, I'm able to push a little bit. There, I get over, and you got the stupid yucca flower stem, or whatever that thing is. It's stuck in the fender, and it's strong. It's like an anchor. Ugh. But Trixie, she got the power. She's got that 450. She just bulldozes her way right through it. Well done. I did that on the Donner Hard Enduro 2 years ago. There was a part through the log section. Donner's got this like wooded log crossing section, and there was a couple logs where Trixie, she just bulldozed her way through the logs. All right, your little 511 special. Hey, get it? Oh, good job. Look at that. So you use that move so often. It's like the most used skill is that weight back, throwing your weight forward, drop that clutch, all timing it right. So you just get that little bump. You're using that move just to get over one little ledge or one little obstacle. You know, if you could carry that, now the pros, yeah, they would be carrying that, you know, over many obstacles. But me, use that just one obstacle at a time, little ledge, one step up at a time, and it saves yourself a ton of energy from pushing the bike or getting that rear tire stuck, you know, where you're just peeling out on the tire, and gets you up and over. All right, come back down. Now we're back on that main line again where I turned off on the part one of the video. Going back down this back side, and it gets another pretty gnarly climbs through here. It's pretty steep, and it's still loose. Of course, this loose kind of DG all through here. Now, to the right, I see a run going up, and I thought that might have been a trail going down. When I turned around, I thought, oh, maybe there was a trail, but I was wrong. That was just this trail. So I'm gonna be going up where I just saw, and I start realizing that right now. I was like, oh man, that looks tough. So there you go, making a switch back over to there. Tight turn.
Sharp turn.
Yeah, sharp turn. Love this style of riding, folks. You can see the trail just not well traveled at all. It, you know, a lot of the weeds still on it. This is real narrow through here, little side hill. Got to stay on the line. It's a big drop off to the line, big hole to the left right there. I mean, you can't lean left. That is death. You lean left there. It's like an 8-foot drop. Anyways, little 511 there, up and over. Carry that momentum up. She tractors right up. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, stay on. Don't let that rear get away from you. Don't dig a big hole either. So I do those little rocks, little rock back, drop the clutch a little bit, just get a little rock. So I'm trying to prevent digging a hole from the rear tire. Because if you dig a big hole, that rear tire then sinks even lower, and it just makes it harder for you. Look at the trail there, all the weeds going through. So no one's been in here in a while.
The toe got caught.
Yeah, well, you drag your darn feet there. Which I got to talk about that later, about the boots setup. I'm going to change them up, I think. I got the Garnets, and I might go back to the CDs. Anyways, got a steep little climb right here, real soft. I don't get a good run up. I needed more speed, so I don't make it. I don't one-shot it. which I felt bad because I'm like, I should have had this. But it's just at the, it's steep enough where it's starting to teeter. You can see back there that the rear wheel's starting to dig in a little bit. And I'm trying to prevent that from digging in. So I'm just feathering the clutch, just the rear tire just spinning a little bit. I can feel when it starts to dig in. And so I'll pull in the clutch more. I don't want it to dig. Oh man, almost leaned back right there. She almost looped out. All right, just gonna, a couple more tries. Nope. She rolls back and tackles me.
Try it again.
And then,
God damn it.
yeah, my freaking pants ripped. Right there. They get caught in my rear tugger strap. That's what's ripping them too. But I use Canvas MX website, their motorcycle gear, I guess. And you can make your own custom logo and graphics, all that kind of stuff. It's really nice, but the quality, I'm not saying it's bad. We're in the crotch area, it needs to be beefed up. It needs to have a stronger material or stronger stitching or something like that. Here's a second attempt. Get a little bit further. Oh, and then she almost loops out of me again. No. Have a tough go there, Georgie. All right, pick it up. Push. All right, so I get up high enough where now I can cross over left here and get a little switchback action going up. There's a switchback over to my left that I could connect right in front of me. You can see that. Do a little 511 bump there, and then that switchback, I'm gonna hop on that line. Just got to get the rear tire up to it. Always aiming with the rear, folks. Whenever you trying to connect to another line higher, you want to get that rear tire on the line. There you go. Rear tire's on the line. Now I got the steep yucca bush blocking my front tires. Making it so hard to make this little pivot turn here. That dang, because I gotta lean the bike back, and you know it's such a steep hill. You can only lean the bike so far without the risk of tipping over. Nice, well done. I've seen a lot of the pros do that. A lot of Manning Beckler, Billy Bolt, they get off their bike and they'll just be popping the wheelie as they're standing next to the bike. So I'm trying to incorporate that skill in my riding. Normally I would, stayed on the bike, pivoting over. But if it's easier, it's faster, maybe more efficient, just get off to the side and you learn how to pop and pivot it over that way. So I like to see that I'm throwing in some of those moves when I ride, you know. It's pretty cool to see. Aye, up and over, good job, Trixie. That JX8 I'm running just got a lot of traction through there. Once I get up to some solid ground, that JX8 connects really good. Got a long downhill right here, folks, a little soft and sandy. I'm gonna get off to the right here, just get a little bit of fresh track so I don't get stuck in that rut. Now it's pretty steep downhill, was a little bit at an angle there, so not straight down. And so I do some pretty gnarly downhills. I'm telling you, the end of this video today is straight down this sandy, rocky chute, and there's no, you know, when you go downhill, sometimes you can really just ski down, and there's enough, I don't know, it's not as steep maybe, or there's enough sand that that rear tire acts like an anchor, and you can kind of drag as you're skiing it down, stay in control. But I'm telling you, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. And this, nope, get that front tire on, stay on the line there, buddy. But sometimes it's just too steep, and so I had to bulldog it down, which is a lifesaver. You know, sometimes you throw in your ego, put it to the side, think about, all right, I just need to be safe, and I can't risk. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I was exhausted, and I said I can't risk tumbling the bike and injuring myself, which is the biggest priority. I don't want any injuries. I got a race coming up in a week, yeah, and I don't want to mess up the bike because waiting on parts or anything, I don't have time to wait for parts. Right here, I get hung up, going uphill, a little bit of uphill, just went back down, got a second stab at it. There you go, up and over. I wish I'd be able to, I'd save so much energy if I could do all that the first hit, the first try at it, but I'm learning, folks. I'm getting better. All right, back to the boots I was talking about. So you have the Garnet SG12s, which have been a very good quality boot, and really, as far as structurally and component-wise, nothing fails. You know, it's lasted a long time. It's just they're not quite, to me, anyways. And everyone's foot's different. Just not quite as comfortable feel to them as my CD Crossfire 3s were. My CDs, I wish you could combine, to me, the feel of the CD with, I think, the quality of the Garnets. I just feel like the CD just felt more like a comfortable shoe, whereas my Garnets, they feel like a boot. And as far as riding being comfortable, that the shoe feel is just nicer to ride. It has now, the Garnets also have that little sole lip on the nose, which has caused me some shifting issues because I think I've just ridden several years with the CDs and just got used to that kind of just shoe feel to it, not like a boot. I mean, they're still stiff. I'm not saying they feel like a tennis shoe, but they have a ton of ankle support and all that kind of thing. It's just, the Garnet is just, I don't know, it feels more like a ski boot compared to like a comfortable shoe. So I guess, I don't know how else to explain it. Anyways, go up here's kind of a main line. We're going now south in the south-southerly direction. Heading over another ridge line there. Look at the overcast today. Telling you, the desert gets hot, and you don't want to be out here when it's super hot. And I've been out here at 100-degree days, and you just go through all your water, and anytime you fall, anytime you got to work a little harder, it gets you. Beautiful day. I think I launched today. It was about 37 degrees, so it's in the 40s right now. Just a beautiful day. There's still snow up on the peaks. Like the Paiute area, it's all snowed in right now. Get a little hill climb, get it, Trixie. But just beautiful day with all the cloud cover there, so you didn't have a little bit of a shade. It's nice riding when it's just nice and cool, not just getting overheated. So I'm making my way over. There's a couple main lines off to the right, some main trails, and I'm just kind of staying off of that. Barren Ridge, there's all kinds of trails. It's not like it's not like you have to ride this one. There's so many that you can ride and pick your own, and they're not numbered. It's just all BLM ground out here, and a lot of it's so we're back on the main line right now. But I like finding the little hidden lines, so I'll ride these until I can find a little hidden one again. But there's tons of them out here. There's another little peak right here. I was looking for a little can. See, there's another spot. I looked up on Amazon. I can buy a 30 caliber ammo can, so it's small. They got a 50 cal ammo can, which is pretty big, but the 30 cal's almost half the size. Probably a little less than half the size, and they're waterproof, those little green cans, those tins. And I thought, man, I'm gonna pack maybe 2 a trip, strap them on the fender of the bike there, and then when I find a peak that I like, I think it's cool, I'm just gonna place it out there and put a little booklet in there and start my own sign-in club. The Hardcore Enduro Sign-In Club, something like that. Alright, so get off the main line again. Got this nice little downhill down this ridge spine. It's gonna get down into this little creek bottom. It gets real narrow, real tight. There's just a ton of trails like this. So every little ridge line has a trail on it, and then every little valley, every little creek valley on the ridgeline also has a little trail. So there's just so many options where you can go, folks. I like watching. I watch a lot of people's POV videos and where they're riding, and I just think it's fantastic that we live when we're living now, and through YouTube. And I don't do the other social media stuff. I was at one time back, and I got off basically in 2012. I've been off all social media platforms, but I love YouTube here just because I get to record the videos, and I've always wanted to be able to do that. But I'm just saying, with the technology of having the GoPro, having the video is good, the stabilization. You know, you watch some of the older videos when people had the earlier versions of GoPros and even other cameras. Oh, look at that trail fairy cutting that branch.
Trail fairy.
Yeah, those trail fairies, they're everywhere. Out in the middle of nowhere on the trail that no one rides. Trail fairies are there, folks. They turn up. You look around, there might be one under the rock right there. Turn over a log, I bet there's a trail fairy just sitting right there, waiting with his chainsaw to cut off a fallen tree. Those older cameras, man, you watch a video and you just get a headache. You know, you want to throw up because it's so shaky and stabilization is so bad. Audio is horrible. You know, I just think it's great that we live in today's era where we can do all this. And the reason why I'm just saying I love YouTube is these video files. If you want a good quality video, the files get so extremely huge. You know, if you want to shoot 4K or 5.3K. And they're only getting bigger, so now it's going to be 8K, and who knows where it's going. So these video files just get freaking enormous, you know. And the storage on your computer, even if you do a cloud, the cloud's unlimited or whatever, or you got to pay for whatever size storage, you run out of room. And even with the 2 terabyte gigs of storage on mine, you know, it gets full, and without YouTube, without somewhere to throw these videos, there'd be no way I could do this, you know. So I just think it's great, this platform. You just keep dumping videos on here, and they're storing from me. I can watch these later in life. It's just awesome. I talked to other friends about this too. Like, you would never know where to go, and you know, I hope when you guys watch these videos, number one, it's just making you want to get out and ride some hard stuff, get outside of your comfort zone, and to me it's just exploring. I feel like I'm an explorer out here, having a great time. Riding the bike is fun, but also just exploring and seeing the sights, seeing the scenery is just beautiful. So I hope you're getting that out of these videos, and then, you know, learning there's places to ride out here. Well, and you get it while it still can. That was the other discussion we've had. You know, California, we have great riding out here, great off-road opportunities and areas, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. And you know, I think the community of dirt bike riders, we kind of get harsh on each other. And really, my attitude is, there's the environmental push. They hate us, and if they can get rid of us, which is what they're doing, they're trying to get rid of all off-road. They want all nature, all national park, everything. They only want their hippie friends to be hiking around, and that's it. And I don't like seeing when dirt bike community starts bashing other dirt bike riders about where they're going, where they're riding. You know, everything's becoming illegal. I have a green sticker bike, but now 2022, I mean, it's 2024 already, so bikes are 2 years old. They're illegal anywhere to ride. So unless you're at a park or at a designated event race. So I don't know. I'm just talking about this because sometimes you got to ride where areas maybe you're not allowed to ride. I don't know. But to me, I'm like, all areas are going to be...
Sandy.
Yeah, a little sandy. All areas are going to be illegal to ride here in the future. So, you know, you got to get out there and ride while you can, live it up. This style, this era of riding, I think is going to become extinct one day. You know, my son, who's just 2, when he turns 20, this will all probably be illegal to go. I mean, I just kind of scared to think about. You know, I'm in my mid-40s now. As far as time as riding, I know there's a lot of older riders out there, but this hard, this level of riding, you know, your health-wise, is going to be harder and harder to do as I get older now. So I got to get my skill as high as possible, because that's the only thing that's going to save me. Drops down in here. Gosh, I'm getting on my soapbox this whole time. Drops down into this creek now. There's a couple creeks through here. I'd love to do some creek training, but in and out. There's another one coming up that I'd like to do a run through here of just staying in the creek. There's a lot of drop-offs, waterfalls, little lips and stuff to get up and over. Plus, you know, being wet, slippery from the water. So that'll be another ride, but I mean, this area is just great. You see different terrain I was talking about the first video. You start out kind of that desert environment. Now we're getting up to trees, more mountainy, still that sandy terrain. I mean, that's just how this whole backside of this area is. It's just real sandy, lava and sand. Getting down here, you can see this trail not very lightly ridden. Now it is kind of burned in pretty good. It's just not a lot of people come out here, and there's just so many different trails to pick. So there's a main to my right. You see right there, or about, I don't know, 50 feet to the right. There's a main road that you know, you could hit on a side by side.
Tree down.
Tree down. Yeah, the trail fairy didn't get that one. She's sleeping on the job. We're gonna come up here, and then we're gonna drop left down into the canyon. And there's a good creek going down there. And it looked like someone, I mean, people have to have gone through it, but it looks like it's doable. And I could spend a day just doing a lot of creek stalling, I guess. Do some creek stalling. Looking where I'm at. So I use OnX Off-Road, and I think it's great. There's several apps, off-road apps out there. OnX Off-Road has really been a game changer for me, and I recommend it. It is not free, so you do have to pay for a service, which I think is $30 for the year, but I use that sucker all the time, and it helps me not get lost, and it helps me find things and see photos where you're at. Like if I'm here, I can take a picture and see if I go to this point in the trail, what terrain or what I have to look out for. So this is that creek I was talking about. I think you could run down this for a long ways. Good little waterfall drop right here. And it starts looking worse. And so I'm, I don't know, 3/4 of the way through the ride of today. And I don't want to get too exhausted. The plan wasn't to do this hard today. I mean, it gets pretty nasty up in there. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna save this one for a later date. So I'm gonna make a turn around here. Yeah, but this would be fun, folks. I think this would be a really good hard enduro creek to go through. There's probably some hidden waterfalls and stuff like that that make it really tricky. I'd like to do this with a buddy though. If you got in a situation where you gotta help each other get over some kind of rock obstacle, that'd be handy. So I don't want to go too deep in there. Get back up here. There's this little falls right there, and right where the water is, it's mud. So right here it's real sandy, DG. But I get right here, that front tire. Now my rear's in it. It's turned into mud. You can see my rear is just sinking in right there. I'm like, oh man, I gotta make this quick. Look at that JX8, folks. I'm telling you, those gummy tires, there's all kinds, and I'm not just biased to one brand. There's several good gummy tires out there. And one thing I like about JX8, it's not too expensive. It's one of the cheaper ones. And it lasts a while because it has a harder sidewall carcass and the soft top. So it lasts a while as far as the gummy is concerned. But man, if you trail ride and you want to ride harder stuff, you gotta switch over to a gummy. And then once you switch to a gummy, you know, you can run the tubeless, which I've done that in the past, but running softer tire, it's more like, you know, it's more prone to punctures, just it's a softer carcass. So once you go gummy, then you gotta go to the moose bib. And once you do that though, you're having more enjoyable rides. You know, you're not worried about flat tires. You're getting amazing traction, and overall, you're just a happier person. And believe it or not, it takes a long time, but they are easier to change. They're easier in like a harder way because those freaking mooses, you gotta lube them up, and there's slicker and snot, and they fight you the whole time of trying to put the tire on. You watch the pros do it, and they make it look easy, and then you do it, and it's just like a battle the whole time because it's so slick. It just keeps sliding, slipping on you. Coming up right here, could drop down in the creek. I should have dropped down in the creek right there. I could see some guys' tracks going down there, but there's this little side hill, and it's got just a little bit of film of rocks on it, and I don't want to slide out here. So I'm gonna go like a baby and just creep over the face of this. Looking like a noob right there, but I get over it. I could have dropped down the creek, probably would have been just as good. Pop it over that. Ew. But it's gonna drop down into the creek anyway, so that's what I was saying. Could have just dropped down that creek because that's where I'm going. Get some good, solid creek practice. A lot of guys don't like creek trails. Look at that, rocky down there. See, I should have been down there. Would have been. Get down in there. Yeah. Now you get into some nice hard stuff. A lot of guys don't like riding like that. It's too bumpy. You gotta stand up too much. It's like me, I sit all the time. That was one thing I told my wife, that I've hit this in other videos. I didn't put the Vaseline on the old backside, and I kind of paid the price. At the end of the night here, taking a shower, I got a whole bunch of chafe going on, and it's burning. So I need to add that to my list of items in my backpack. Carry a little thing of Vaseline there just for emergency purposes, you know, where you get like in a longer ride, get into some hard stuff, and you're lazy and you're gonna do a lot of seat time. You gotta lube up, don't get the chafe. Don't get off the trail either, stay on that trail. Drop back down in. I do like riding this creek stuff. You know, it's fun. You get up on ridge tops. You know, which better, a ridge top or down in the creek? You get these rocks, which is good. This is all good training here. But I am sitting, so I'm getting tired. When you sit, now your whole body has to absorb all the blows from the rocks. So if you can get up even a little bit, you don't have to be straight legs standing, but if you could absorb a little bit more of that with your legs and help out your suspension, you can get through those rocks pretty good. And when you keep your speed going, especially with the gummy tire that grabs, you can keep that speed going, and it just goes right through the rocks. I don't know, it just works that way. Now coming up here, I see there's a kind of that red hill up in front of me. Turn left. The trail I was on went right, but I saw this little one sneak around to the left. I was like, all right, let's hit this up. And I could tell someone went through here when it was wet, because you can see they got like mud imprints. So last time someone went through here, it either just rained or maybe it was raining on them. Got some climbs up here, really rutted out. And I'm gonna avoid it, but then I run out and I gotta drop down in this little rut, and it's deep. It's like half the tire right there. You gotta lift up the legs, walk through. It's that good DG. It's that decomposed granite. So it's not sand, it's rock base. You can see the hard rock there in the rut. And then you get off here, it's just that crumbly granite. But the JX8, she's grabbing, folks. It'd help a lot if I could get up on the pegs. See, I'm sitting down. I need to be up on those pegs. I'm tired though. Got them old legs worn out. Get up here, it starts to, there's a couple trails going left and right and every which way. So I'm just kind of meandering over. I know the direction I need to go to get back home, so I'm just kind of trying to head that direction here and finding trails that kind of go on the way I want to go. But they're gonna get hairier and hairier, and they don't give up. I get tired out, and I'm like, you know what? I wish it'd just kind of ease off a little bit, but she sure didn't. It just stayed hard this whole time. Climbing up to the top here, and there's a great lookout, another great vista lookout coming up ahead. And there's a trail. Trail goes left right there. But I come over here and I see that far little distant peak, and I said, "Oh, let's go check that out real quick." You can see this very just barely worn in trail right there. And it kept going. I didn't go that way. I went over to the peak here and then I ended up coming back. But I don't know where that one led. But yeah, the deep canyon down in there, you get up here and it just gets very steep, very cliffed out. A lot of these downhills they're just vertical. But I make my way over here. Trail goes left right there, which it's such a barely traveled trail. Something I would do, I really need a buddy out here, somebody that would, if I get myself in a heap of trouble, they can bail me out. I'm gonna climb up here on this ledge. That's a big drop. That's like a 40-foot drop right there.
There's an old trail down there.
Yeah, you can see a little trail zigzagging through there, weaving its way. But it's just hardly a trail at all, and I don't want to get over. I'm getting worn out, folks. I need to get a trail that's just not as hard.
There's one there.
Yeah, there's one
There might
going
be a
that
hiking
way.
one.
And there aren't hikers that go out here, believe it or not. Some of these trails could be really old and not really a dirt bike trail. But I assume they are dirt bike trails. Every trail I see, I'm like, dirt bike, don't fall over the edge. Oh my God, that's such. Oh, that's so close, folks. It gives me the EBGBs just looking at it. So I come back down. I take that left that I pointed out earlier. Goes down through here, and then it climbs up the other side. The other side, the terrain changes a little bit. It gets this really the lava rock, where it's this really chunky rocks. They kind of have to get up through. Yeah, that right here. So now you can tell these are the lava rocks right here. Backside Sierras just had a ton of lava, volcanoes, and lava rocks. Right here's a little ledge right here, and I didn't carry enough momentum, so I'm gonna back down just a little bit and just get a little bit of a running start at that. So here's that same spot, a little bit of running start. Right, nice, up and over. And then I still don't bring in enough momentum. And I picked the hard line there. Could have went left a little bit easier, but stayed in the hard line here, practicing 511s here. This at fourth time. Come on, get it, girl. There you go. Sometimes it's fourth time's a charm. Fifth time's a charm. It's good practice, folks. I know it's hard to watch sometimes. The struggle's real, but it's all good practice. Grinding Stone's gonna have a lot of that, so you gotta practice as much of it as you can. When it comes to race day, you gotta perform. So I'm gonna get bounced around here through all these lava rocks, and then I'll wind down the backside. The next little canyon over's got a little mining outpost, I believe. Now, I didn't go over to it, but it's always kind of fun to see these old mines, and just crazy. Back in the day, miners out here hiking around. That's like I was saying earlier. Some of these old trails could be old miners' trails. They're out prospecting, looking around, having their donkeys. Kyle calls them donkey trails, and it's probably pretty accurate. They're out here mining, bring their donkeys everywhere with them, or the horses. Making trails for us that we ride our dirt bikes here, 100 years later. Really rocky, chunky through there. Just kind of letting the bike roll a little bit. A lot of those chunky rock sections. Got to keep a little bit of speed up. That helps keep the bike straight. You know, that if you really slow down, your mass, your body mass, the bike mass, causes you to bounce around a little bit. You gotta pick a good line though. I mean, you still can get kicked out. There you go. I got bounced off the line a little bit. Saved it. Got back on her. Yeah, buddy, you gotta love these downhills. It's always steeper than it looks, folks. You know it's steep when the engine's off. Even the pros, when it's super steep, they engine off going down. Gotta slide. There's a little flat rock face, and then it's a sharp left right there. And you can't go over it. You gotta stay on the line, because if you go right there, it's really soft.
Building over there.
Yeah, there's that mine I was talking about. Little building out in the middle of nowhere. You just gotta stay right on that line, because if you get off the line, that tire will drop down, and then you're gonna have to push or kind of side hill your way out of that, and it's just gonna be a mess. Triceps getting old workout here. So I've been doing push-ups and dips at the gym, just body weight, you know, for this downhills. These downhills, man, my triceps just get on fire. They get so fatigued and so burned. So I've been trying to do as many dips and push-ups as I can to get prepped for these downhills. Alright, gonna get down here. I'm gonna go over one little ridge, and then I see there's a creek dropping down with the climb on the other side. There's a big dip at the bottom. Normally in hill climbs you want momentum. Sometimes you don't get the momentum though, because you got the dang dip right there stopping you. Because if you come in hot, you're just gonna slam right into that and bottom out real hard, and you'll rebound off. But anyways, get through it, power on. There's a little rock. I thought that rock was gonna bounce me out, but it didn't. Trixie just went right over it. Gonna cross over, winds back down. We're gonna drop down into the next little canyon right here, and you're gonna weave through this little creek bed, and there's a huge waterfall. It just comes out of nowhere, and it's probably a good 15-foot drop. And you got to hang to the right, and then it's this off angle. I know the GoPro will make it look kind of flat, but it's an off camber angle, and you got to go across this rock just kind of gentle, easy on the throttle. Yeah, it'll be coming up. All right, dropping through. Nice, good tight corners here. This is awesome terrain, folks. I love riding this kind of stuff. Branch to the face. You know it's good riding when you get a branch to the face. It's like the mountain just giving you a little tap, a little smack. Good job, buddy. Right in your face. Well, it can't slap you on the backside, so it's got to slap you on the front side, right in your face. So you know you're doing a good job. You get the smack to the face. All right, could have went high, but I'm just gonna stay down in the creek here. I'm like, all right, just got a little creek bed action. Gonna jam on through this. Still going downhill, but it's not too hard. I'm gonna come through these rocks up here, and I'll get up here, and the trail just disappears over this ledge, and I'm like, holy crap. It's got this little, you gotta hug the right here, hug this little rock on the right. Keep the balance, because it's about 15-foot drop right there to the left. You can see that's a real waterfall right there.
That's a big waterfall.
Yeah.
Woo.
You go over that one, and you're getting helicoptered out. That's what's going to happen. Got another little slide area there. thought about going through the middle there, but it's getting late in the ride, folks. And I don't know at this time. But you got to plan ahead some rides, you know. I like to hit the hard stuff for sure, and I didn't need to add that, cause I didn't know it. But there, I mean, this downhill at the end of the ride is just killer. I can't wait for it to come up. Now I want to speed ahead and get straight to it. Gonna drop down into this creek, which I enjoy. I need to do more creek riding, you know. Get some boulder practice, get the little waterfall, you know, little step downs or step ups if you're coming up, you know, it gets slick, get the tires wet. I need to do more training like that, find more creeks to go through. Getting sloppy.
Sloppy riding.
Oh yeah. I got a nice hill climb coming up. Kind of a long one, and I cut out some of the sections here. It was just kind of this long, steady hill climb. A lot of bobbing and weaving, left and right, zigzagging on the trail. Towards the end, it does have a nice little steep kind of climb out of it. It's got a little, like a little half cliff right in the middle of the climb out. Yeah, and I was tired. I just kind of was mentally, it was just kind of getting to me a little bit. Actually, it wasn't hard. I watched the video now, and I'm like, why didn't I hit that the first time? It took me 3 tries, and even the 3rd try, I still didn't get it, and I had to pivot out, do a little switchback, and climb up the rest of the hill. Wasn't clean, wasn't pretty, but up is up, and I got up. Almost there, folks. Still a steep climb, though. This was a battle the whole way up. Nothing out of my limit here, but it just was a battle. And sitting down wasn't helping. The big trench wasn't helping. That front end's getting real light, just kind of bouncing off the top there. It's not the steepest climb. It's just getting wore out. Need to get up on them pegs there, George. You can see my left foot kind of dog paddling around a little bit, and just need to be up on the pegs. Here's a little steep section here, real rocky and loose. I lose momentum, and I just got gassed. I was like, this has been a long hill climb. Take a breather there, George. All right, it's a hard start. Didn't have any run up here. It is pretty steep, but if I get in this rut right here, you can see kind of some exposed rock to it. And I'm like, all right, that exposed rock's gonna have some traction. That JX8, she's gonna climb right up it. Right here, the trail splits. Could go left. It looks steep. There's like a rock outcropping you see in the top there. I'm like, ooh, rocks. But there was fresh tracks going this way, and that's kind of what made me decide to go this way. And I needed more speed, folks. Not enough speed coming up in there. This is pretty steep. The camera just doesn't do it justice at all. It looks flat, you know, and this little lip here, this little rocky ledge, looks like nothing on the video, but I'm telling you, after that long hill climb, end of the day kind of riding, I was just gassed. I was like, come on, don't make a mistake. Mistakes can be very costly, folks. So that's my 3rd attempt. I get up far enough where I can pivot left now. And I'm like, all right, I don't need to make a 4th try. I'm just gonna pivot left. You know, on some races, some riding, you don't get the luxury of having another attempt. Now, if you can, do it. But sometimes, like a hard enduro is a big line of people, and there's a big bottleneck. As you saw on King of the Motos, some of those bottlenecks, you don't have the luxury of going back down. You just gotta go where you're at, because the next guy's already coming right up behind you, and you don't have any room to roll back. So I go left a little bit, and then I pivot back right here. There you can kind of see that ledge. It looks more impressive right there. Get up on her, and then she's able to tractor right up. Now I come back left. I just want to see that other route. If I would have gone on that other route over here, which I think may have been just about equally as hard, I guess. these little chutes off. You can see the lines going down there, so people have been coming up there or going down there. Probably coming up. And being...
Oh, that would have been easier.
Yeah, it might have been a little easier. You would have got more grip on the rocks. Whereas the way I went, you had to have momentum because the sand, you know, that doesn't give you traction. Anyways, at this point in the ride, I'm like, I'm ready. I need to go home. Like, all right, just start heading home. Well, this ridge line, it looks heavily traveled. You know, this looks like a nice big run here. You're like, all right, this not a big deal. A lot of people been going this way. Looks like. Just keep going, George. Still looking good. I'm like, all right, making good time here. Nothing too hard. Still looks like a lot of people been riding this way, so it's looking good. Getting some air going, you know. It gets we go slow up hills, and then when you have these battles, you know, the airflow starts dying down. You start getting hot. Now it was a cool day, but it felt good to have some airflow going, get some speed up. Also helps build your confidence. You know, those ledges, when you have to take 3 or 4 tries to get over something, your confidence kind of goes down. You get some speed under you, and your confidence starts going up again. All right, got a nice little rocky outcrop here, really bumpy. Little ledge coming up, just pop the front end over. And another one right here. Now, if you notice, the trail starts getting less traveled. I start looking around, I'm like, that nice highway that I had earlier, it doesn't look like a highway no more. It's starting to get a little less traveled. I think a lot of people doing a lot of U-turns back there and heading back down. So now you can see, like, the big highway I had earlier, it's gone. Now it's back to kind of a lightly traveled, semi-abandoned trail. But I'm still heading in the direction I need to go. So I'm like, all right, we'll just keep going. It's gonna get easier, George. It's gonna get easier. It's gotta get easier, you know. But it doesn't. It does the opposite of that. It gets harder. It gets less traveled. I'm having to pay attention to where it's at. You know, it's starting to get hard to follow. Now downhill, you see the big rut here. Sometimes these ruts can be misleading. It could just be where water runoff is going on, and not actually where the trail's going. Right here, I'm off. The trail cuts left. And I was just stuck in that rut, you know. I'm coming left. I'm like, this is, I think, just a water wash. Like, where is this the trail or is this not the trail? I don't know. I think this is just a water rut. Now this is it. All right, this is still a trail. Getting really cliffy on the right there. Man, those canyons are dropping down deep. Damn. I know, this is my triceps. And those were those push-ups and those dips come in handy, folks. If you ain't doing them, start doing them, because you need them on these. These are big downhills. It's getting steep. Engine's off. It must be steep. Well done. Keep your balance. Very important on downhills. You know, when you're just starting out, you got that feeling of losing your balance, of going over the handlebars, picking up too much speed, getting out of control. So you need to start out slow. You can always gain speed when you need to. You don't want to go into a descent faster than you're able to control the bike. And letting that rear tire, sometimes you let it drag as an anchor. Other times, if it starts in-swapping on you, you're losing control. You got to let that tire roll a little bit so that it straightens out the bike. You get the bike back under control. Now, as I'm going downhill, and when you go down really steep downhills, your body weight starts sliding forward on the seat of the bike, and it's throwing more weight on the front end, making that front end real heavy. You want to constantly be pushing your weight back and keeping your butt just off the seat a little bit. There we go, leveled out. Got another creek to cross here, but you want to keep your butt just a little above the back seat in case the rock bumps you or bucks you. It doesn't throw you right over the handlebars, you know. So that's still scary as hell, but you know, little tips, and I have them going through my head as I'm doing it. So I force myself to kind of keep my form getting better all the time. All right, make this little right-hand turn here. And going uphill, I'm like, I think I'm almost out of water. My water pack's almost gone now. I carry 3 liters of water, and I do an extra a Gatorade bottle, and then I always have a protein shake with me as well. And the water's almost gone. And usually when I ride, when the water bladder is gone, that's my knockoff point. Just get back home, you know. No point in really pushing myself to any kind of heat exhaustion or something like that. Because I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, folks, and these are trails I have not ridden, and you know, I don't need to get over my head, which I did. Well, I mean, I did. I still made it through, but it got a lot harder than I was planning. Keep bringing up this downhill. You guys are anticipating. I mean, I can't wait to get there. This is one of the only downhills where the camera, it shows how steep. It's so steep that even the GoPro shows that it's steep. That's how steep. You know it's steep when it's steep on the GoPro. Man, now here we go. This is the ridge that really got tough. We finally made it. So this trail, I mean, there's a point on it. You're like, is this even a trail anymore? It is like a squirrel route. You know, no one is using this. And I can see the canyon down there to the left. You can see how far down I gotta go, and I'm still gotta climb up to that peak. I'm like, man, there's gonna be some major downhills coming up. I'm thinking about that, but I'm like, all right, well, someone's gone through here. If they can do it, I can do it. This little bob and weave through the bushes. Now, trail, it's reminding me of that Cow Creek trail that I did. Was it last year? I think maybe 2 years ago now. And the trail started looking like this, where it was there, but the bushes started growing right on it and even in it. So a little bit worse than this, but you can just see how it's hasn't been ridden in a while, folks. So I'm starting to have that PTSD in my head about, you know, this trail just running into it's not rideable anymore. You know, I don't want to get to a spot, just keep on pushing, and then the trail just gives up on me. A lot of people turned around here. You can see a lot of just people turning their bikes around here, and it jumps another level of difficulty. I think this is where the double black's gonna come into play today. I'm like, dang it. I'm staying on this ridge line.
There we go.
I've got to go down, gain some more altitude, and then I'm like, it's just gonna run out of mountain soon. I mean, it's got to drop down into that valley, and that valley floor is way down there. So, I'm like, all right, how steep is this downhill gonna be that we're coming up to? Doing good through here, just letting the bike roll. I mean, I'm pretty good at downhills. I'm not a sissy when it comes to downhills. But, yeah, this one is the biggest one I've ever been on. Yikes! Yes, yeah, it is steep. A little rocky. Not too bad, though, letting the bike roll. Not...
Those folk.
Yeah, those poke, those yucca, the yucca, see right there, bam, the yucca gets you. There's a little split in the downhill to right, had just a little bit of a drop off, so I go left. Just letting that bike roll. Stay in control. Slow and in control. And let it roll.
Haven't flowered.
So you can see right here. It's like, is this a squirrel making this thing? Like, who's making this trail? Who's been up here? I'd like to meet that guy that's did this part of the trail. And this might have been around like 10 years ago. Who knows? Now coming up, you got this little rock, little peak you gotta go over. Another puckering moment, folks. This is double black right here. I mean, look at left. Do not lean your bike over. Left there. And then right coming up here. Yeah, you gotta be on your A game right now.
Easy on the throttle.
Easy does it. That's
Easy
right.
on the throttle, Georgie.
Yeah, I'm trying to calm myself down here. I don't know if you guys ever ride. You kind of talk to yourself, kind of calm your fears down. I was like talking to a horse or something. You know, you got to calm that horse down. I got to calm myself down. Don't want to get it in my head that I can't do this. What is this trail gonna do? It can't possibly get any smaller than this. I mean, this is nuts. There's a helicopter. Helicopter flew right overhead. I said, well, maybe he's coming to save me. I got my Garmin. I always ride with the little Garmin InReach Mini. I'm on the Mini 2 now. And I got that tracking. It sends out a position for me. My plan I got, it's I guess it's every 10 minutes. It sends out a little waypoint, a little a pin drop to my wife. So it goes to her phone, so she can see where I'm at. And if I got trouble, the InReach also has a little SOS button, and they're able to get me out of a bad spot, bad situation. You know, if I were to break a leg or become incapacitated in any manner, I could hit that. And they have insurance. Like, it's not free. You're gonna have to pay some money, but you're not gonna die out here by yourself. So, especially when you ride solo, I think that's a safety feature to have. You know, if you want to play hard, it's going to cost. Don't ride dumb. Don't be stupid when you ride. You know, ride smart. And you can still go hard, but it's a good way to just have a little insurance that you're going to get home.
Cramping.
Yeah, I'm cramping. And I'm out of water now. My bladder is empty. And I stopped. I had my protein shake and the extra Gatorade bottle, so I'm completely empty now on any liquids. I'm still way up here.
Oh my God.
Like, I see the next hill coming. And I'm like, there's no more hill after that. It is gonna drop down to the canyon and just be a cliff. Where I was thinking maybe I'd have to come back, and I didn't want to spend all this effort coming out to the end here and then have to turn around and ride it all the way back. Like, oh man, this better work out. And there's a steep climb coming up here, folks, with a big drop to the right. And you can see to the right, it's just a cliff canyon going down, so steep. I'm near cartwheeling. If I fall, the bike's gonna tumble, 500 feet all the way to the bottom right there. Right here, there's a rock sticking out, and I almost hit my left handlebar right here. Watch. That was close. So I had to pull in a little bit. Lost the momentum.
Woo.
And that just sloughs off. That's such a soft shoulder. And it just goes down, 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 down. So here's where I'm in the soft soil here. Loose, rocky, sandy stuff. I'm doing those 511s there. Just getting little bites. Getting 6 inches, getting a foot at a time. I'm not digging a hole, so what I don't want to do is dig a big old trench with the rear tire and just sink that rear tire in, because that'll create a ledge for me, and then it just gets really hard to get over that ledge. So what I'm doing here, and I've seen Graham Jarvis do this, but he's got a steep incline, and he'll just do little pops. Get the weight back, weight forward, drop it, and just not dig a hole. I mean, I say not a hole. It does dig down a little bit, but I'm not trying to just bury that rear tire. There you go. See, I got 6 inches there. Just keep at it. Take my break. It is a lot of work, folks, so, you know, just be patient and don't dig a hole, because that hole is gonna trap you. There we go. Like another 6 inches. There we go. There's a foot. It's where that throttle control, clutch control, it all comes into a factor here. You know, keeping that bike going forward. Don't let it roll back. Get up here into this little chute. It was tight. It's steep too. Let's give it a little rock back, and then shoot weight forward. Bam!
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, good job there. It's a lot of work. I'm not saying it's easy,
Little bite.
but got her up. Made the bike do most of the work. I didn't get off and push. If I had to push back there, a lot of people, you know, you'd get off and push back there, and that's where you just destroy yourself. You just get so gassed having to push your bike. I get over there, and there's still another peak in front of me. There's still that hilltop right there, and I'm like, this is wrong. I think I made the wrong choice. I don't think. I mean, there's a line. It might have been a squirrel on a bicycle. I don't know, but there is a line still going. You got just, oh my God, it's just sheer cliffs on each side of me. I'm just, all right. Don't look over the sides. Just focus on what you're doing. Got another hill to climb, and God, a ray of light's gonna come down and just show an opening. Oh yeah, this is
Big old candy.
big boy stuff right here.
We'll be running out of mountain here. It's gonna be a cliff.
Now it goes left, and it sloughs off. It's real soft, so I don't want to go on left of that bush right there. So I'm gonna go up and right. Trying to ride smart. I don't want to put myself in a bad spot while I'm getting off the line and getting that bike downhill. 'Cause I'm out here, folks, by myself. All right, up here. Keep the momentum up. Get up to the top. Little lip. Bam, over. And there you have it. We're on the last little peak. And I'm like, all right, there's the big canyon drop. I mean, it just goes down.
Drop off.
It is, yeah, hell yeah, it is.
This better be going somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes down. You can't even see any more mountainside over there. And I thought I went right there. Like, it can't go right. Like, there's nothing down there. So instead of riding the bike down, I parked the bike and hiked down just to see. I'm like, if I get down here, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be hell trying to get up.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing there. I'm like, all right, it doesn't go that way, and actually goes straight. So I'm pointing the right direction. And here we go, folks. This is that down. And we're going down all the way to the valley floor. And it is steep. Oh my God, this is so steep.
It's gonna be a hell of a steep descent.
So this route, you got to be good at downhills, and you got to be comfortable. That is so
sketchy.
Oh my God, yeah. If you go off, like if I go to the right there, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like that's a world of pain.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell the angle of the tree. The angle of the tree in the dirt there, just to see how steep it is.
Who the hell came down here the first time? We're up. You guys are freaking lunatic.
Telling you. There's always a crazy guy that will hit anything. And I got his line, I guess. Who was the first guy that was like, man, I'm just going to go down right here. This looks good to me. We ain't going up. We're just going down, y'all. And everyone's like, holy crap. Right here, get to this little log and this little rock. And this gets really steep right after this.
What's going on here?
You got to go left. And it's this rock chute. And I don't trust the rock going downhill. And it just, so I get off. I'm going to have to get off and walk the bike here. It's just too dangerous. I mean, this is so steep.
Oh yeah, this is sketchy.
You got a freaking tree in my way too. It's not helping, that tree right there. Where's the trail fairy? He needs to come cut that tree down.
It's where they went. Fuck.
Alright, nice and easy there. Gotta get that front tire over left. And then I actually was thinking this is like a 50-50 chance. I gotta walk it down. There's a 50-50 chance the bike's just gonna take off. But it's all you gotta go. This is the only work. This is the only way.
That's good. I would have fell. Good call, George. Still would have ate it.
Hell yeah, you would have.
Here.
Oh, it was a gamble. It was like 50-50. Got one more ledge to get down. I got that tree right in my way, which is probably going to stop me from rolling. So I think it's a good thing I went there, just in case I rolled. That tree will catch me. Get down. I'm going to hop back on Trixie here and see how I can ride down.
Oh, a little leaf. My neck.
I know, top it off. I got a little leaf. Just fell off. It's got these little spiky barbs on it, and it went down the back of my neck and just kind of stabbing me.
So big.
All right, just gotta let it roll. Just gotta let it roll. Just let it roll, George. Come down here, that rock right in the middle. See that rock? I just went over it right now. It pops up the back tire, and I almost go over the handlebars and go face first into that.
Tip over right in that.
Yeah, that dead tree.
Stab me right in the face.
It totally would have gouged my eyes out for sure.
The gnarly downhill. Oh my god. Needs to level out.
Got this rock on my right, and I just gotta snake that boot around. Don't catch your leg there. If I catch, it's gonna throw me left. Oh, I barely got around that. So it is, folks. There's a little uphill. You can see that hill in front of me there.
Stressful.
That backside is that super steep downhill. Just too steep and too loose. Risk was too high. I had to bulldog all the way down that, and man, it was scary. Anyways, gonna bring this video to a close. Hope you liked it, and if you like riding the hard stuff, get on out to Barren Ridge, because it's gonna dish it out. Just be careful out here. Anyways, next ride is gonna be Grinding Stone. I'm excited for it. I love hard enduro, folks, and I've been looking forward to Grinding Stone. Hope to see some of y'all out there. And if not, y'all know what to do. Get out, ride, and get some. Ew!
Oh my God. What does that look like from down here? Yeah. Oh.